Welcome back, viewers. You are still tuned into Prime Live. In London this weekend, a massive pro-Palestine march took place. Between 150,000 and 175,000 people took part in what has been described as a massive victory for free speech in the area. A previous march, which was planned for January, was unable to take place due to police restrictions. Joining me now is Brother Sajjaad Hussein. He attended the march and is one of the pro-Palestine activists based in London. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you so much for joining us on Prime Live.
Wa alaikum salam, sister.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure for us to be able to have this conversation with you this evening. Now, to start off our conversation, I want to say a massive, massive well done to everyone who participated and contributed to the success of the march. It's such an amazing feat, and what an amazing display of support for Palestine in London. But let's talk about Saturday's march. It had a very special message, particularly to President Donald Trump, who just took office in the White House, telling him to take his hands off Gaza. What would you say is the importance of the message of this march, and why is it so important for us to amplify this particular issue?
Yeah, once again, thank you very much, and thank you very much for your viewers and listeners. Just to sort of give you some background, this was about the 24th or the 25th of March protests we've had in London since the atrocities have started. And this is, if I can say, is one of the smaller marches. We've had 500,000, we have 850 to 1 million people come onto the streets as well. So these marches have been going on every month. And in the early days, we were having 2 or 3 marches a month. Yes, we need to raise a voice. More people came out on the streets this time just because of what Donald Trump has said, especially ethnic cleansing. So those statements, so-called world leader, they should not be making them. So the people across all backgrounds came onto the streets and to raise their voice against this ethnic cleansing that's happening with the Palestinians.
Now, it's absolutely wonderful to see the turnout, and just that you said that there were marches that had even more people in participation is incredibly encouraging to see the support that is coming from London. But let's talk a little bit more about the Western world. When it comes to the Western world, there is still a lot of controversy surrounding the topic of Palestine, talking about it, showing support for it. But however, with the journalism, with the media we've been seeing, and with the citizen journalists that we've been seeing on the ground in Gaza, who have been sharing their stories and experiences and what the reality is of living in Gaza, do you feel that more people are opening up their minds and opening up their perspective when it comes to the truth about what is going on in Gaza?
Oh, definitely. I mean, in Europe especially, we've got the likes of the UK, Germany, France, other European countries, US, and the Western world, the US, supporting this ethnic cleansing and genocide. And when we are on the streets, we are talking to those people. Even our government members, the MPs, have been calling us hate marchers or terrorist supporters. So more and more people want to learn, why are we on the streets? Why are hundreds of thousands of people so regularly on the street? It's the winter months here in the UK, so it's very, very cold out here, but people still carried on coming onto the streets. And when people that are being killed are across the sort of sector, the Muslims being killed, Christians being killed as well, Jews are being sort of beaten up as well. The author of Jews that are standing, because it's their Palestine. Palestine is for everyone. The Jews, Christians, Muslims, the Jews, so across the board. So when you try to get that word across to the public also see, why are they out there in rain and cold, and then they realize what's out. Even recently, I do a lot of leafleting campaigns, explaining to the people why we're doing this. And so young ladies have said to me, you're doing a good job. We understand the cause. So there are a lot of people, especially because of social media, they've changed the narrative. The general narrative of the national media or the international media has been pro-Zionism, pro-occupation, whereas with the social media, they've seen headless bodies, they've heard about the rapes, they've heard about the bombing, so they know who's right and who's wrong.
I think that's so important. This is exactly why demonstrations like this, marches like this, and all the efforts that you have been part of, education is so important. To educate the masses, create awareness as to what is going on in Gaza. The reality of the destruction of Gaza is so important to create this kind of awareness. And I really commend the efforts of yourself as well as your peers to creating that awareness and, sending out leaflets, doing whatever you can to educate the public on the truth about what is going on in Gaza. But what I also want to talk about is we did see some of the visuals from Saturday. And from those visuals, it's very clear to see that the group of people that participated in the march were of a wide variety of backgrounds, of cultures, of religions, which was wonderful to see coming together. We even had the likes of Holocaust survivors coming out and showing their support for the people of Palestine. Why do you think it's so significant that there are so many people from so many different parts and walks of life coming together to show support for Palestine?
It's very, very important because what the politician and the international media try to portray this as a religious war between, or they portray that Islamists against the Jews, but it's not. It's more than that. It's bigger than. Okay, it's very, very important that sacred land for us Muslims. But there's Christians living there as well. There's not Druze living there. The Jews, Orthodox Jews living there. So they are standing on the side of right, standing on the side of humanitarianism. So this is a fight against oppression, genocide, and apartheid, and humanitarianism. So I've seen people come there in wheelchairs. I've seen people with Zimmer frames coming along there. I've seen parents are bringing babies that are only a couple of weeks old because they need to raise a voice. They're saying we have to come out on the street. All walks of life, people are saying, we need to stand with you. All religions are coming out on the street. The Jewish bloc, Jewish people have their own bloc. They walk along. This week, this Saturday, as we were marching towards the US Embassy, they welcomed us on midway through the route. They were standing on either side of the streets with their banners. We got the Orthodox Jews. They come out on the marches. Every march I've seen them. Again, they're holding the banners up for a free Palestine, and they do not stand for the occupation. And it's not on their it's not for them. They do not stand for Israel.
Thank you for sharing that. It's incredibly inspiring to learn more about the kinds of people and the kinds of effort that people have made to be part of these marches and to be part of these demonstrations. It's incredibly inspiring. And I think the point you've touched on that is incredibly important is that the issue of Palestine, the genocide that is taking place in Palestine, is not a matter of religion. It's not a matter of cultural background, but it is rather a matter of humanity. It should appeal to our deepest sense of humanity. The lives that are being taken, the lives that are being lost, and the oppression that continues to exist within those areas. But when it comes to the pro-Palestinian movements, the pro-Palestinian organizations within the UK, are there any events that our viewers might not be aware of that are upcoming in the future when it comes to creating awareness regarding the genocide in Palestine?
Okay, again, I'm locally based near a city called Birmingham, the second largest city in the UK, and we got a protest there again on this Sunday. Again, I'll send the visual through to yourselves after the events happen. I'll try sending a live link through if I can, and hopefully if someone can sort of record that and show it to your viewers. And then our next protest, the major protest in London, is on the 15th of March. So again, if I can get some live recording from there, I'll send that across to you as well. And again, we start gathering at 12 o'clock and the march starts at 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful to hear, and thank you for offering to share that with us. I think it's wonderful what's being able to be achieved when it comes to showing support and awareness for Palestine. But in closing, I know you recently visited Palestine. Are you able to tell us a little bit more about your time and your experiences whilst you were there?
Yeah, that's right. I just returned from Palestine a couple of weeks ago and predominantly visited Jerusalem, Bethlehem and Jericho. in Jerusalem, we spent a lot of time in Masjid al-Aqsa, as you know, a very sacred place for us Muslims. And the hospitality of the Palestinian people is just absolutely amazing. And they call out to us, is come and visit us. I mean, people went there, they were giving them money because they have suffered. They said we've suffered during the COVID period. And then soon as our businesses started picking up again, then this happened, this lockdown happened again, and they're suffering. So they said, we want you to come and visit us. And when people were handing them money, they said, we don't want your money. We want you to come and visit us. And they were very, very friendly people. Both the whichever background they are from. But we had issues when we were entering our holy site, where the occupation soldiers were hindering us. They were just being awkward. They just was, oh, you can't come in today, come at a later time, or show us your passport. And even some of the people said, we're from the UK. They said, still, go away. You can't come in today. And when some of the people said, look, our UK tax money are funding your uniforms, they're paying your salaries, and they had the sort of annoying habit of saying, yeah, carry on sending us your money. That's how annoying, how awkward the occupation is. But alhamdulillah, the Palestinian people are very, very sort of strong in faith. And they said, look, you just carry on visiting us. We're here for you. We welcome you. So again, for your viewers, if you can make your intention and visit Palestine, they'll love you to come there.
Sajjaad, thank you so much for sharing that wonderful experience that you did have, as well as some of the difficulties that you also encountered on your journey as well. But Sajjaad, thank you so much for joining us on Prime Live, for sharing some of the wonderful initiatives, awareness campaigns and demonstrations that are taking place in the UK. Thank you for sharing that with our viewers, and for also sharing with us your recent journey to Palestine.
Thank you very much for inviting me. And you can follow this Sunday we got a protest in Birmingham, and 15th of March we got Saturday 15th of March we got the big London protest again.
We absolutely wish you all the best with the upcoming demonstrations and awareness campaigns. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Viewers at home, that was Sajjaad. Thank you so much to the incredible efforts of the people who are part of Sajjaad's team, everyone that comes out to support these incredible demonstrations that are taking place. We must absolutely always make sure that we are showing our support and creating awareness when it comes to the genocide that is taking place in Palestine. But do stay tuned, viewers at home. We have so much more coming up for you. On that note, it is time for us to head over to an ad break, and we'll come right back.